Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to round 1, race number 2 here at Dragons Gardens. And we have Steve Stones on pole position, Bizinger alongside him on the front row. Then we have Raylo Band in third, fourth is Pilo. Then West, Racing Snake 79, the Pool King, Fat Pickles Bro, Ickle Pants, KB E36, Tall Stu, Adam MvP, Thundercat, LS Deno, MNP Samuel and TK Spatters rounds out the grid. Watch out for West there in P5. He got off to a bad start in the first race, so he'll be looking to make amends and get some good points on the board, looking for a win and maybe a fastest lap as well as the engines notes begin to rise here at Gardens. And we're out and the racing is underway. Steve Stones gets off to a good start. Bizinger gets off to a bit of a sluggish start as they all swing towards turn number 1 here. Pilo looks like he's got off to a good start. So too is Racing Snake. The two JCP drivers jostling position for second, but it is Steve Stones that leads. Racing Snake jostling with Pilo as they all swing into the chicane section for the first time. But Steve Stones leads. Pilo second, third is Racing Snake. Then we got West. Bizinger is falling down as the Pool King has to revert to the grass and hits the wall on the outside. So it's been a bad start for the Pool King as Racing Snake looking to challenge Pilo into the braking zone. Well, Pilo's wide and Pilo's going to get a bad run and Racing Snake is through, and so too is West. So Pilo loses 2 slots in one corner. So West is up to third from 5th. He's got Racing Snake and Steve Stones in front of him. The TKM driver of Steve Stones and the JCB driver of Racing Snake just ahead of the Godfrey's driver of West. West will be wanting to get a nice little victory here after just a tiniest of mistakes in the first race, causing him and KB to end up off the road. It was one of those racing incidents. He was at fault, but it's so easy to do when the cars are so close, the drivers are so evenly matched, and just the way that the front pack was just backing up towards him just made it just one of those things that can just happen as Racing Snake closes on Steve Stones looking towards the inside into turn 1. Doesn't manage to get the move done at the moment. However, when's it going to happen? Looking now towards the inside into the chicane up the inside, takes away the lead, and West follows through into second side by side. Still though, Steve Stones giving it a little bit of a fight, but West manages to slot into second now. So it is Snake that leads, West in second, Steve Stones, and then Pilo will be looking to take third place away from Steve Stones. Steve Stones obviously being pole position after a very disappointing first race for him, and he'll be looking to make amends as he's get a bit of a twitch there, and Pilo looking for a way by but won't be able to get the momentum. And you've also got Bizinger there in 5th place, just ahead of Fat Pickles Bro, Tall Stu, and there's TK Spatters. He's made up a good start, he's already halfway up the grid. But Bizinger going wild. There's contact between him and Fat Pickles Pro. Tall Stu goes through and KB's come out of nowhere and he's up into 6th spot. Bizinger's now got Fat Pickles Pro up the inside of him, and TK Spatters has done them both. Oh, what an awful sort of couple of corners there from Fat Pickles Bro and Bizinger. Fat Pickles was just slightly alongside and they made contact as West goes down the inside of Racing Snake into the lead. Now will Racing Snake challenge back. Racing Snake is in the slipstream, and as they go onto the main straight, will he challenge back into the first corner, into the braking zone? There's not much braking into turn 1, but that does not mean that Racing Snake will hold back as he goes up the inside of West. But West holds it all the way around the outside and will just about hold on. Now, is that now going to be the time that West starts to stretch his legs? The pro driver, obviously, as well, he is the reigning champion and he'll be wanting to retain that title. Steve Stones goes wide and now has Tall Stu alongside him. KB is also there, but Tall Stu looks like he's going to get the job done on Steve Stones. You also got the other TKM driver of TK Spatters, KB, looking out the inside of both of them, and he gets past Tall Stu. Tall Stu backs out and doesn't want to get involved too much. He also gets a bit of the moment as well as TK Spatters swings through. KB is up into 4th spot, so what a good couple of laps from KB as TK Spatters now looking for a way back way in on his teammate and gets through in the middle of the S's. What a move from Spadders, and now Tool Stu wants to get involved as well, looking towards the outside into the quadruped right hander, looking round the outside. Surely that will not work this time around. No, it doesn't. He has to slot back in and will now be in the slipstream and be looking for a move up the inside into this double left hander, the last corner. Braking now, and up the inside goes Stu. And he slots into 6th spot, so Stu drops down another position. Oh, a bit of a moment there. Mid-corner from Steve Stones, and he loses the place to Bazinga, and LS Deno's going to get a run in as well. And surely too is MNT Samuel. Oh, what an awful lap here from Steve Stones as LS Deno is alongside into turn 1. But Steve Stone manages just about to hold off. They're still side by side through mid-corner. MNT Samuel's trying to go around the outside as well, but LS Deno's through. MNT Samuel will try and attack into the left-hander, but can't do it so at the moment. Oh, there's a little bit of contact as Steve Stones runs slightly to the back of LS Deno. MNT Samuel trying to go around the outside through the left-hander. There are a couple of people on the grass just ahead. Not quite sure who that is, but MNT Samuel now trying to challenge into the hairpin. Will he get the move done? Steve Stones defends to the inside line, and MNT Samuel slightly runs into the back of him. A bit of a moment there from Steve Stones. Samuel stays behind for good sportsmanship from him as they go through the S's, and they're all just trying to find their way by on Steve Stones, and round the outside goes Samuel, and now he has the inside for the left, and now Fat Pickles Bros looking for a way by, and so too I think that is Thundercat. Yes, it is, as Fat Pickles looks up the inside of Steve Stones and gets through, and Thundercat's trying to follow through as well. He's up the inside of Steve Stones. It's been a horrible lap for Steve Stones. He was looking like he was nice and tidily up near the front end, and he's dropped back. Here is Bazinga though in 7th. He's just ahead of LS Deno, who goes slightly wide. Does Bazinga, and LS Deno's looking for the inside. They make contact through the mid corner, and now MNT Samuel's looking to get involved. Of course, MNT Samuel's looking very quick at the moment. He got the pole position lap in qualifying just before race 1. Unfortunately, couldn't convert that into a win, but 2nd place is still a respectable result. But he's trying to make his way through the field, unlike the likes of KB, who's just stormed through, and he's up into 3rd spot is KB at the moment. But Bazinga is there in 7th spot, and as MNT Samuel, probably the quickest person on the circuit, certainly in qualifying, just behind him, looking for a way by as they head towards the hairpin. The number 66 versus the number 22. The number 22 with MNT Samuel looking towards the inside, and he gets the move done, and now LS Deno, the Season 1 champion, is there in 9th, just behind Bazinga. Now looking to find his way through. Is a little bit of a slide there from Bazinga, and we've also got Fat Pigglesborough and Thundercat involved in this battle as well. As wide goes Thundercat, he goes onto the grass and he's going for a bit of a slide. Oh, a bit of a mistake there from Thundercat. The number 88. He's in 11th. Oh, he's dropped down to 12th. Steve Stones got past. So too is Adam MVP. Will Ickelpants also make his way by? He goes wide, and we're now looking at Pilo. There's so much action in his early stages of the race as Pilo is on the back of Tool Stu. So Stu's managed to make his way past Tika and Spadders somehow, and also Pilo. So Tool Stu is up to 4th spot. He's made a good drive. There's KB there in 3rd. So you got West, Race and Snake, KB, Tool Stu, Pilo, Tika and Spadders, MNT Samuel, Bazinga. Then you got Fat Pickles Bro. Fat Pickles has managed to find his way past LS Deno somehow. So LS Deno's lost some time, the Season 1 champion, but there's plenty of time left to go. This is a 30-minute race, and we've got pit stops to do as well. It really depends on how these drivers wear out the tyres and whether they'll need to change tyres or just add in fuel. And also we've got fuel saving as well. We'll have some people fuel saving more than others. So yeah, we'll only really know exactly where we are once the pit stop phases are done. And so West is the race leader, but here is the battle for 8th spot. Bazinga just in front of Fat Pickles Bro and LS Deno, but It doesn't look like it's raging too much now, although Fat Pickles Bro has got a decent run and he's now going to be looking towards maybe an inside line into, as two drivers are battling just in front into the double left. But we're looking at this battle for 8th spot. Fat Pickles Bro looking to make the move. Oh, there's a bit of contact there as Fat Pickles goes wide. LS Deno slots into 9th spot. So Fat Pickles making a bit of contact with Bazinga and having to drop back, and he's dropped that back massively. I hope he doesn't have damage, but that will wipe off soon enough as we're only on light damage. So after some time it does clear, but he has got Adam MvP now up his trumpet, as LS Dono now looking to challenge back on Bazinga. He's just trying to lose as little time as possible. He keeps catching him in the wrong spots, and it just means he's very difficult to make an overtaking move. Nailed on is now looking towards the inside as LS Dono towards the hairpin. Will it be job done? Yes, it is. So LS Deno finally gets into 8th spot, and now we're looking at just lapping nice and consistently and keeping it nice and smooth as KB has now slotted into 2nd spot. We've got Tall Stu in 3rd, Pilo in 4th. So that Racing Snake has dropped down from 2nd to 5th place. Not sure what's quite happened to him, but he's now just ahead of TKM Spatters, winner of race 1, and you can see him in the background. And we've also got M&T Samuel there as well. But here's the battle for 2nd place. You've got Tall Stu trying to challenge KB, but KB staying nice and consistent. He might be doing a bit of fuel saving, but there's a lot of space between himself and West, and West is probably massively fuel saving right now, and it might even be seeing if he can go to the end. It'll be very, very impressive drive if he does manage to get to the end, but he has got so much space, and that is the advantage of staying at the front, or finishing near the back or being at the back of the championship. As TKM Spatters finally made his way past Racing Snake, and M&T Samuel's now trying to challenge as they head towards the hairpin. M&T Samuel looking towards the outside. Can he go all the way around the outside into this hairpin? Racing Snake out matches him on the brakes and manages to hold on. But this has now allowed TKM Spatters to get a bit of a break. It's M&T Samuel looking towards the inside of that left hand, and now we'll have the outside line for the right, and now he's looking for the switchback. He's now on the outside. Surely that's not going to work. Oh, he's going wide. He's on the gravel. Oh, M&T Samuel goes on the gravel and goes for a spin. Oh, disaster for Samuel. He was looking so good and so on track for a podium, and then just goes for a spin. Here's Tall Stu in 3rd spot, trying to challenge KB. You've also got Pilo there as well. TKM Spatters moved up into 5th spot. Now you've got Racing Snake in 6th. LS Deno had a bit of a moment there from Tall Stu as he switches to the inside, and now Pilo's got the run. He's looking towards the outside. Can he go all the way around the outside? I think he will, and Tall Stu now slots back into the slipstream. But again, we don't know what fuel levels these drivers have and when they're planning to stop. But KB is there in 2nd. Pilo in 3rd. 4th is Tall Stu. Then you got TKM Spatters, Racing Snake 79, LS Deno, and Adam MvP is there in 8th spot. So we got West though. He is at the moment a little bit in the class of his own. He has gapped everyone quite a bit. But he did start 5th spot, so he did have a slight advantage. He got the lead early and then just settled into his rhythm. And once West settles into his rhythm, it is hard to break him. So he's definitely looking for those vital points. He'll probably be saving up some fuel to burn on the last couple of laps as well, where he can just let her rip and set the fastest lap. As Tall Stu looking to challenge back on Pilo, as we are on lap number 9, slightly wide through the quadruple right-hander, and Pilo's also getting close to KB as they head into the final double left-hander. Is a little bit slow through the mid-corner from Pilo. Will he get the release out the corner? Well, they're all going slightly wide on the exit, and yes, Pilo's got off to a good exit there, and is now going to be looking maybe even to challenge KB, or does he decide just against it and just save a little bit of fuel? Looks like it for now. But this has been a good battle through the field for KB and Toolstu, and it's also been a good drive from Pilo here as well. Started at the front, he doesn't it's nice to see the odd driver who's not normally who's not a pro driver just battling with amongst these guys. It just shows you that once you're with them, you can battle with them as long as you keep it smooth, as long as you keep it consistent, and just don't just try and over push it, because if you over push it, that's when mistakes will start to happen. And but Pilo is right in amongst it. He is there just behind KB, and let's not go against KB. He is season 2 champion and was up for winning. He was probably the major person who could challenge West for season 3, and it was quite close on the points as well. So KB is certainly no slouch, and he's got Pilo all over the back of him at the moment. And so Pilo is doing very well for himself there in 3rd spot, and he will be very happy with how this race is going as well. He's keeping it nice and smooth. There's no mistakes coming through as Toolstu now darts into the pit lane pretty much exactly on the halfway mark. Does he change tyres? Yes, he does. He decides to change tyres this time around, as now the fuel starts to go on board. So too in the pits is TKM Spadders, and I saw noticeably he has saved a little bit more fuel than Toolstu, so I wonder how it's going to run out as they come out of the pit lane. And TK Spadders jumped him in the pits, as we're now looking at the battle once again for 2nd place, as KB's just ahead of Pilo. So Pilo trying to maybe mount a challenge on KB, or is he going to just stay in behind KB? Let's have a look as he goes. Oh, he's outbroke himself into the hairpin, and he goes slightly wide and slightly loses that toe. And here's TKM Spadders after getting the jump on Toolstu. Toolstu's looking towards the outside line into the hairpin. Will TKM Spadders give him the... Well, he does give him the room. Will he hold on? It's running out slightly wide, and Toolstu's trying to get the switch back, but he doesn't have the good enough run as of yet. So TKM Spadders just about hold on to what is currently 9th spot, but that is a net P4 or around a net P4, but we'll see as soon as everyone comes into the pits. But TKM Spadders holds on to 9th spot as they swing into the quadruple right-hander as they come towards the end of lap 11. They're trying to chase down M&T Samuel and Fat Pickles Bro. You've also got other drivers there as well that they'll have to try and negotiate, as KB is now in the pits, and so too is Pilo. But look at the difference of fuel they've saved up. KB has saved up a lot more fuel than Pilo, and also a lot more fuel than Racing Snake is. Round the outside goes Ellis Denner, so Ellis Denner now slots into 2nd spot. He still needs to make a pit stop as well, but here are the two Bioparcel teammates. Now, how easy is Ellis Denner going to make this for KB? Because these are championship rivals. If it goes right for both of them in the championship, but of course they're also teammates as well, and they don't want to be having any incidences. As KB closes on this into the slip train, into the head. Oh, there's contact! Oh, big contact! The teammates collide. Unbelievable scenes, and Ellis Denner, well, he's shafted right off wide. Thankfully, KB realises what he's done, and he holds himself back to the slots back behind him. But the two Bioparcel drivers have collided. Well then, that's made things interesting. And Ellis Denner, of course, has not pitted yet, so he might be thinking about pitting now, because that might have just put some extra wear on the tyres. KB has now finally made his way back past, and in the meantime, Toolstu has found his way past on TKM Spadders. Not sure how he done that, but now Toolstu is into 6th spot. TKM Spadders is there in 7th. They're chasing down Fat Pigglesbro, and you've also got Adam MVP there as well, as Toolstu goes slightly wide through the first left hand of the double left, and TKM Spadders is now alongside. They're side by side down the main straight. TKM Spadders on the inside, Toolstu on the outside, but TKM Spadders either saves a little bit of fuel or just backs out and drops in behind Toolstu. Tool Stew holds on to 5th place for the moment. As they exit the first corner, now into the chicanes, through the left, through the right, clipping the curb violently, and through the left again as TK Spatters gets alongside on the exit as well again, but then has to slot back into the slipstream as they trying desperately to lose as little time as possible to their contenders on the circuit. KB has seemed to have had a very short pit stop, so maybe I don't think he actually changed tyres, so he might drop towards these guys at the end, or maybe that he's just too far away, and Pilo is also there as well, so Pilo might get in the battle for here. This is for net P3 now, we know that. You got Adam MvP there in 3rd. He is one of the few drivers that haven't made a pit stop, along with Fat Pickles Bro. LS Deno has now made a pit stop. He's currently in 8th, but obviously once the pit stops happen, he'll settle down, I think, just behind Pilo. As he'll swing into the double left-hander, Pilo is now on the back of Fat Pickles Bro as they exit the last corner. And onto the main straight for the 13th time of asking. And Fat Pickles does start into the pit. So here is Tool Stew in a net 3rd place. Obviously 4th currently, as Adam MvP still has not pitted. He has certainly been doing some monstrous fuel saving, and he is there in 3rd, just dreaming away as TK Spatters launches that curb. And we'll see a lot more of that, I am sure, that from all of the drivers on the grid. They do like a little bit of a launch through that curb, and if you get it wrong, you go full on on 2 wheels, or maybe even just leave the ground completely and just be like, yep, my planet needs me, I am off. But Tool Stew closing on Adam MvP. Will Adam MvP head into the bits this line, or will he hold on for another lap? The number 35 is trying to challenge the number 93 as they head towards the triple right-hander through 1, 2, 3, and swinging into the 4th corner of this section. And Adam MvP is under a vast amount of pressure, and he surely will just let him by because they are on a completely different strategy. And up the inside goes Tool Stew and gets 3rd place. But still around the outside is Adam MvP. Will he decide to pit in yet? He does now. So Adam MvP now pits from his 4th spot. Let's see where he will end up. He's only just managed to get to this point. He was quite low on fuel. I think it was just 1% left of the fuel. So yeah, he only just finished this lap. But TK Spatters trying to close in on Tool Stew, and we have an exciting battle brewing up for 3rd spot. You got Tool Stew versus TK Spatters versus Pilo. Who's going to come out on top of these 3? As now TK Spatters looking towards the inside into the hairpin. Tool Stew clips on the curb, hooks it up nicely, and gets the switch back and gets him straight back again. What a move from Tool Stew. Nailing the switchback to perfection, slots himself back into 3rd spot after losing it momentarily through the hairpin. No, Sunshine, I'm not going to make it easy. You're going to have to work for this 3rd place as they swing into the quadruple right-hander. And it looks like this is going to be what we've got the battle for. Is look how far KB is up the field. Doesn't look like they'll be trying to catch him anytime soon, and they certainly won't be catching West, as he is just about to turn into the 1st corner. He has dominated this race. He's got the lead from, I think it was about lap 2 or lap 3, and he's just controlled it, just done his own pace. And now TK Spatters looking towards the inside into turn 1. The number 2 gets past the number 35, and TK Spatters is through into 3rd. Will Tool Stew try and challenge a bit of contact into the corner, but no harm at the moment. Swinging into the chicanes and through the left again, and Tool Stew's got a good run. He's up the inside. Will he get by on TK Spatters? Yes, he does. So Tool Stew is back past on Spadders as TK Spadders has to go to the out. Oh, TK Spadders on the outside to the inside. He does a little bit of a dummy and he gets through. Does he? They're still side by side on the exit. Still side by side. Toolstu has the left and TK Spadders is through back into third. Toolstu trying to get up the inside into the right hander there, but TK Spadders gave him the room, but Toolstu did not have the momentum. And the more these two battle, the closer Pilu becomes. Race on, says Spadders, as he makes a very lively move up the inside. That was good to watch, and this battle is certainly not over, and I don't think it will be over till the end of the race, as we are coming towards the end of lap 16 as Stu now looking to get his one back. These two do provide some good racing, I must say, and we've seen some good ones. Spa final lap was a good one from the, I think that was season 2. These two provided some insane racing on the last lap there, and yeah, I think we got more of that to come round here. Toolstu trying to close back up sorry, on the TKM driver. He's in the slipstream and looking towards the hairpin. He does like a good little switchback, does Stu, into this hairpin, but TKM Spadders trying to give him as little space as he dares. When he get the switchback move, they're still side by side, and what a good exit once again from Toolstu. He's got the inside line. Can he do what a lot of drivers couldn't do in that first race? Round the outside, he's through. Stu into third. So Toolstu has done what no one seemed to be able to do in that first race, which was be able to find their way past TK Spadders, but Spadders has not given up as he's got his nose alongside through the triple right hander, and we'll now have the slipstream as they head into the final two corners to finish lap 17 with just a few more laps to go. We're into the closing period now. Toolstu versus TK Spadders. My word, TK Spadders trying to grab a decent championship lead, and getting a podium will certainly increase that at the moment. As the way things stands, TK Spadders will hold their championship lead into the second round, which is Red Bull Ring. That will be an exciting race, one of them being in the wet as well, which will be very, very good fun to watch as they swing into the chicane through the left, through the right, and now into the final left-hander as TK Spadders launches that curve. As and Pilo is just there, just in 5th spot, just waiting for something to happen. Just come on, boys, just just have a little bit of contact or a little bit of battling, and I could be just there with you, just taking advantage of what you two do to each other. Let's see what happens. TK Spadders have now dropped a little bit back from Toolstu, so maybe under-fueled a little bit to make sure we got the jump on Toolstu. We'll have to wait and see. But Stu is now just trying his best to hold on to this third spot as he swings once again through the quadruple right-hander. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I keep yawning. It's not because of the racing. Because this is thrilling racing. But it is now starting to quieten down between these pairs. Toolstu has managed to get a little bit of breathing space between himself, as Ellis Deno is now challenging Fat Pickles for P6 and gets the move done. So Ellis Deno's up to 6th spot, so I think that's probably the best he can do, as he is quite a way back from Pilo in 5th spot. And yeah, it has spread out a little bit. It's certainly not as close as it was in the first race, but it's always going to happen when there's strategy involved. You are going to have those people that just either try and fuel save too much, or don't fuel save enough, or try and go too long and end up losing time because they like do a lap too more, or they underfuel the car and then have to go stupid conservative on the fuel, as M&T Samuel takes away 7th spot, as Fat Pickles got a bit of a bad run on the exit of the chicane section. But here is our race leader, West, We haven't seen much of him because he hasn't made any mistakes so far, and he's just been out in front. And here is our second place man, KB, again, not made any mistakes so far this race. Here is what was the battle for third spot. Tall Stu, just ahead, only just ahead of TK and Spatters. We've got a little bit of breathing space just to make him a little bit comfortable with TK and Spatters there in fourth spot. And Pilo doing a stellar job there in fifth. He is amongst the pro drivers, and hopefully there's more of this to see. Just the pro-am drivers giving the pro drivers a run for their money. We've seen that a decent amount with Thundercat being at the front in the first race, and so too with our newly arrived driver with MNT Samuel, who got pole position and was definitely on the cards to win the race as well. He was the main driver to be harassing TK and Spatters' rear bumper. But here is season 1's champion LS Deno there in sixth as we do enter the final lap. And talking about the final lap, here is West, our race leader, coming through the quadruple right-hander for the final time. You have 2 more corners left to crown yourself the winner of race 2. Through 1 and through 2, and comes towards the line to become race 2 winner here at Gardens. West is about to take the win here at Gardens and sets the fastest lap in the process. KB will now come through to take second place and will be, I think, second in the championship. And Tall Stu will come home for a well-deserved third, with TK and Spatters fourth and Pilo in fifth.